Hello there guys and welcome back to Planet Zoo. So we're back here in SZA Austria for what is now episode 4 in our franchise mode series. So let's have a quick run through of what we went through last time, shall we? So we came over here and we built our reindeer habitat. So I think everyone was quite happy with this. If we have a quick look around, we've got our reindeer in here. They're all very happy indeed. We built this sort of larger barn area for the reindeer to have as their hard shelter. So they're using that quite nicely. And then out the back, we built our keeper hut and staff room facilities. And then overall, we'll probably decorate this up later a little bit more, but we did some sort of basic decoration in here. So a few sporadic trees here and there and some enrichment items sort of dotted around. We did this small sort of rock feature area around the water source. So yeah, overall I think this was quite a nice little habitat to build. The guests seem to be quite happy with this area. So let's have a discussion about what we want to do today, shall we? So I'm going to move away from building habitats specifically for this episode. Well, maybe not entirely, but I want to focus primarily on our staff buildings and start to move away from this sort of basic structure that I did over here of just dumping the buildings in and actually start to build in some official looking buildings for our staff facilities to sit within. So that's going to be the main sort of focus today, and then depending on time we might look at bringing some more animals into the zoo as well. But before we move on to that, I just want to do a very quick recce of how our zoo is performing. So I want to start with our guests and just have a little look at what our guests are looking for. So we've got Amber, hunger and thirst, so we'll probably look to get some more shops in today just so our guests have got a few more options for food and drink, but overall not looking too bad. Education is obviously quite low at the moment, but we're a very new zoo, so as that develops then the education should go up. We've got fairly decent crime rates, so I'll just replace that bin that was damaged. But other than that, no sort of major issues flagging up in here. And the overview screen, again, not looking too bad. So guest happiness is very good, 5 stars. Animal rating is pretty good for a small zoo. Education we discussed previously. Staff are relatively happy. Animal welfare is very good at this stage. So yeah, not looking too bad at all. So let's jump into the first build then, shall we? So as I say, I want to focus on our buildings, so our staff buildings, and I'm going to start over here and build a little medical facility. So what I'll do, I'll jump into a quick time lapse, and then we'll be back after to discuss what we have built. Okay, guys, welcome back. We've just quickly built up this brief animal care center. Let me know what you think of this down in the comments, but let's have a quick whiz round of what we've done here. So, very sort of basic building structure. So, we've got this nice sort of rectangular looking building where we've incorporated two medical facilities over here through some nice sort of paned glass windows. You can see these facilities in the background. And then as you immediately walk in through the door here, you've got our quarantine center. So a nice little sort of medical animal care center for the animals to go. This shouldn't be too close to this path here to get on the guests' nerves, but we will decorate this up eventually with some nice sort of plants and decorations. But yeah, I think just a nice sort of structured building, nothing too fancy. Just getting these buildings out of the way and into a nice sort of structure. And then out of the back, rather than just having sort of blank space over in this corner, I just added a couple of staff rooms, again, just to get the staff room facilities out of the way, a nice area for our staff to go and enjoy. So yeah, let me know what you think of this down in the comments. Like I say, very basic. We will decorate up around this as we go through. But for now, this is going to keep us going medical wise. So the next thing I want to do, not today, but at some point in the series, is do something around research centers. So we'll move these buildings into some sort of research facility, and yeah, we'll go from there. But for now, the animal care center is going to do us good. So let's move on from that, shall we, into what I want to do next. So I said I wasn't going to be building habitats today, but I've changed my mind a little bit because I want to start looking at some of the exhibit animals because we don't have any in the zoo at the moment. We've mainly focused on habitat animals. But yeah, let's have a look at what exhibit animals we have on offer. So again, if you're following this series, you'll know I'm trying to stick to sort of the continent that I'm working on. So right now we are in Europe. So I'm going to come into our exhibit animals and then select Europe. And we don't get many with the European pack, but there are some. So we're gonna introduce at least 3 of these into the zoo today. So I'm going to go with the newt, if I can find some in the market, and this goes for all of these, of course. We're going to go for the fire salamander as well, because that's quite a cool one, and the scarab beetle. So what I want to do is have some sort of walk through exhibit animal area that we can have on show here. So I think I'm going to use this area here and just create like a path that runs all the way through, and then either have our exhibit animals either side or a building sort of hanging off it where we can incorporate our exhibit animals. So once again, I'm going to jump into a detail and time lapse while I do this. Yeah, and we'll come back and have Okay, welcome back, guys. So that took me a little bit longer. I hadn't really planned out what exactly wanted to do with this building, but you know, I've got something in, so we can continue enhancing it. But I'd love to get your feedback and your comments on what you think of this initial design. So I've come up with this sort of mini like reptile house kind of vibe. So it's a new addition. As you walk through this part of the zoo now, you're going to come in, you're going to have this nice sort of custom animal care center here on your right, and then if you walk left down towards the European badger habitat over here, you're going to have this lovely building right in front of you. So as we discussed at the start, our guests were sort of talking about they wanted a bit more food and drink, so I've added a soda shop and a pizza shop. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly pause because we don't have any power over here at the moment. I don't want to damage these animals. So yeah, just added those in the front here. But then, as you walk into this building, you're then going to be greeted with some sort of enclosures here, some exhibits. So we started off with this one here, which will have the sacred scarab beetle. So the beetle's going to live in there. Once we get the power hooked up, that exhibit will be live. And then as you come round the pathway here, you've then got the fire salamander, and then eventually we will also get another animal in here. So we want the crested newt, sorry, but we don't actually have any available in the market at the moment, so we're going to add him in there as well. So just a nice little walkthrough, U-shaped walkthrough as you come through. I've just done our usual building palettes that we've used previously, so this nice stone wall, the brown sort of roofing that is across most of our buildings in this area, and then I've used this glass pane roof here just to allow some natural sunlight to enter the building. What I might do over this side, so I've left this blank for now, I might continue this brown roof over this side and then create like a little outdoor seating area or something over here, but we'll get to that probably in a later episode. So for now, this is just going to be quite a nice basic building, get us started with some exhibit animals. I'm just going to quickly bring some power in, so let's have a look at where our power reaches. So yeah, it's not hitting our exhibits, which is a bit unfortunate, considering I might actually be able to move you. So let's have a look. Just quickly bring a little path in. It doesn't have to be anything fancy because it's going to be very temporary. But if we can get something in that's going to allow our badger enclosure to stay within the power zone, but also our new exhibits, that will be fantastic. So if we come back in here, a bit of an issue with this research facility here, but I'm not too concerned. Same with this one. So we'll leave that like that for now. That should be okay. So if I quickly come back in here now that we've got some power and get these hooked up. So within this one was the scarab beetle. That is very good. And then in this one was the fire salamander. Cool. So now we've got some education going in here as well. So the last thing that I want to do, so we've obviously now got a couple more shops in here. So I want to bring in a couple more of our bins just to make sure that we don't get any rubbish or trash in this area. So let's just get a couple in here. Very nice. A couple more outside. And that will do. So yeah, this is going to be good for now. So as you enter the zoo now, you've got obviously our lovely little entranceway here, so the EZA Austria sign greets you as you enter. You've got a few shops, your information pack. You can now come this way and immediately see this animal care centre here, which is quite a nice building as you enter the zoo. And then if you turn left, you know you're going to be entering sort of some habitats with the European badger, but you can come straight in here and visit some of our exhibits. So yeah, I think this is quite a good place to stop. So before we do end today's episode, I am just going to do a little bit of decorating, just add a few trees here and there, get some design coming in, similar to what we've done previously, just to make everything look pretty. And then, yeah, we'll be back once we've done some decoration. red line to hello. Okay guys, welcome back. So yeah, very minimal sort of trees added in. Yeah, just a bit of foliage to cover the area. So let's have a quick run through. I added these couple of, I think they're technically stags, but I thought going with the deer theme that we've got, these look quite nice outside of the animal care centre. So yeah, I think this is quite a good addition with these sort of purple flowers hanging out just underneath the building here. So this adds a different dimension to the front of this now. But I think that looks quite cool. Let me know what you think down in the comments, but yeah, I think this is looking good for me. I quite like this indeed. And then throughout this area I've added a few benches, obviously our bins that we placed previously, but then just the trees sort of dotted here, there and everywhere. I've actually sunk a few trees down as well into the ground just to add sort of the look of bushes, if you will. But yeah, so hopefully this works. I may change this in the future, but I just wanted to get something in just so it looks like we've got some bushes sort of dotted here, there and everywhere. This will obviously continue to grow as we build out the zoo, but let me know what you think. So you've now got this aerial layout of our zoo coming together quite nicely. So as you come in, you can now sort of come into this main entrance area, get some information, go to the toilets, use some of the facilities, and then go left into a couple of really nice habitats with our deer and our reindeer, or you can go right into here, come into the exhibits, see some of the sort of reptilian animals that we've got within the zoo, and then up towards the European badger over here and beyond. So yeah, I think this is it's starting to shape up, it's starting to look really good. So as we continue through the series, we're going to move out into this area. I want to get some things like flamingos in here next. It's going to look really cool. So yeah, I think we are on a good path. So let me know down in the comments what you think of how things are going so far, and be really intrigued to know your thoughts, get some hints and tips on where you think we can go next. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's build. As I say, let me know down in the comments. Make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe. There'll be more stuff coming. Also go and check out my City Skylines work that we're doing. We're doing some really fun stuff over there. But yeah, I'll leave it there now, guys. So have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, night, no matter where you are in the world. I will catch you all on the next one. Thank you very much.